Hello, and welcome to the wraparound planning process. In this video, you'll get an introduction to the wraparound planning process, which includes the 10 wraparound principles, the 12 wraparound life domains, the 4 phases of wraparound, and the required activities within each phase. In the wraparound planning process, wraparound teams typically consist of the youth and family, their identified natural and informal supports, such as relatives, friends, and pastors, and their formal system partners, from intellectual and developmental disabilities, juvenile justice, mental health, child welfare, and education. Together, they collaborate as a team to create one individualized wraparound plan of care to help the youth and family navigate multiple systems and meet complex needs. High-quality wraparound in Oregon requires each eligible youth and family to be assigned a care coordinator and be offered a family partner and a youth partner to work with during the formal wraparound planning process. Care coordinators are especially trained to coordinate and facilitate the wraparound planning process to fidelity for each eligible youth and family. Family partners use their lived experience of parenting a child or youth with complex needs to support families in engaging and fully participating in the wraparound planning process. Similarly, youth partners use their lived experience of navigating child and youth serving systems to support youth in engaging and fully participating in the wraparound planning process. The wraparound planning process is an example of collective impact. Individuals from multiple systems commit to participating in the wraparound planning process in order to create a collaborative plan that will improve the life of a youth and their family. The wraparound planning process is collaborative, team-based, and principles-driven, and is guided by the 10 wraparound principles: family-driven and youth-guided, team-based, natural supports, strengths-based, collaboration, community-based, cultural and linguistic responsiveness, individualized, persistence, and outcome-based. The wraparound planning process is also guided by the 12 wraparound life domains, which help to identify strengths and needs of the youth and family. These life domains are psychological and emotional, family and relationships, educational and vocational, spiritual and cultural, health and medical, substance abuse and addictions, financial, legal, daily living and life skills, social and recreational, crisis and safety, and home and a place to live. The overall goal of the wraparound planning process is to create one plan of care for each youth and family that identifies strengths and needs across all 12 wraparound life domains, addresses legal mandates and safety concerns, and is grounded in the 10 wraparound principles. The wraparound planning process involves 4 phases. Phase 1 is engagement and team preparation. Phase 2 is initial plan development. Phase 3 is plan implementation. And Phase 4 is transition. Each phase, with required activities to be completed, are outlined in the following key documents. The National Wraparound Initiative, also known as NWI, outlines care coordinator activities in the Phases and Activities of the Wraparound Process document. NWI also outlines family partner-specific activities in the How Family Partners Contribute to the Phases and Activities of the Wraparound Process document. Both are available on their website at www.nwi.pdx.edu. Youth Era outlines youth partner-specific activities in the Youth Partner's Role in the Wraparound Process document, which can be found on the Oregon Wraparound website at www.oregonwraparound.org. In this video, we will focus only on the activities for care coordinators. Phase 1, Engagement and Team Preparation. Required activities in Phase 1 include initial engagement meetings with youth and families, initial meetings with the youth and family identified team members, crisis stabilization, completing the strengths and needs summary, and the Child and Adolescent Needs and Strengths Tool, known as CANS, creating a family and youth vision and a family and youth story, and scheduling the first team meeting. During Phase 1, many activities are overlapping. Throughout the initial meetings with the youth, family, and their identified team members, the care coordinator works with the youth and family to stabilize any crises they are experiencing so that they are able to mentally and physically engage in the intensive wraparound planning process. Simultaneously, strengths and needs are gathered from the youth, their family, their identified team members, and existing documentation. The information gathered is used to complete the strengths and needs summary, which is then used to rate the initial CANs for each youth. Once immediate crises are stabilized, or in cases where there aren't any immediate crises, the care coordinator, family partner, and youth partner support the youth and family in creating their family and youth vision statement and family and youth story. The family and youth vision statement captures the long-term hopes and dreams the family wants to work toward beyond the formal wraparound planning process. The family and youth story includes information about their history, culture, traditions, strengths, and sources of support that they would like to share with their wraparound team and any other providers in their lives. The completed family and youth vision statement and family and youth story are utilized during the wraparound planning process to engage and to orient new team members and to ensure planning is individualized and culturally responsive to the youth and family. Once the strengths and needs summary, the CANs, the family and youth vision statement, and the family and youth story are completed, the care coordinator reviews them one last time with the youth and family. When the youth and family give approval, the care coordinator schedules the first wraparound team meeting. When all the Phase 1 activities have been completed, the wraparound team is ready to begin Phase 2, initial plan development. Required activities in Phase 2 include facilitation of the first wraparound team meetings in order to create the initial plan of care. Care coordinators facilitate wraparound team meetings with the youth, family, and their identified team members. Because the wraparound planning process is individualized and culturally and linguistically responsive for each youth and family, the number of wraparound team meetings it will take to develop the initial plan of care will be different for each youth and family. The wraparound crisis and safety plan is developed in a separate meeting of individuals who the youth and family have chosen to support them during crisis. Once completed, the crisis and safety plan is brought back to the larger wraparound team meeting to discuss and plan for implementation. Care coordinators use the 12 facilitation components each time they facilitate a wraparound team meeting. They are introductions and agenda, ground rules, review the family and youth vision statement or statements, develop the team mission, compile the list of strengths, compile the list of needs, prioritize the needs, identify the outcomes, brainstorm strategies, assign action steps, summarize and agree on the plan of care, and scheduling the next team meeting. These 12 facilitation components can be found in the Wraparound Team Meeting Agenda and in the SOCI Tool Time Wraparound Fidelity and Quality documents on the Oregon Wraparound website at www.oregonwraparound.org. When both the initial plan of care and the wraparound crisis and safety plan have been completed, the wraparound team is ready to begin Phase 3, plan implementation. Required activities in Phase 3 include implementing the wraparound plan of care and wraparound crisis and safety plan. This is done through regular team meetings, usually once a month, to revisit and update both plans. During these team meetings, the team celebrates successes, reports back completed action steps, evaluates the effectiveness of the chosen strategies to meet the prioritized needs, and considers new strategies as necessary. Re-rating the CANs. The CANs is re-rated at least every 90 days and/or after any significant life event or change occurs for the youth. Changes in CAN's ratings provide outcome measurement of the youth's strengths and needs throughout the wraparound planning process. Re-rating of the CANs also identifies new strengths and needs that may need to be addressed in the plan if the youth and family decide to reprioritize any of them. Maintaining and building team cohesiveness and trust. The care coordinator, family partner, and youth partner maintain and build team cohesiveness and trust through completing necessary documentation on time, managing communication and logistics of meetings clearly, and checking in with each team member regularly about how the process is going. Completing necessary documentation and logistics involves updating documents such as the plan of care and the strengths and needs summary, as well as reserving meeting spaces and communicating with team members to make sure action steps are being completed. When the CAN's ratings have significantly improved, when the wraparound team mission has been accomplished, or mostly accomplished, when the outcome statements for each prioritized need have been met, and/or when the youth and family indicate they are ready to end the formal wraparound planning process, then the wraparound team is ready to move to Phase 4, transition. Required activities in Phase 4 include create a wraparound transition plan. The wraparound team supports the youth and family in creating a plan to transition out of the formal wraparound planning process when they are ready. Identified skills, strengths, and resources built during the wraparound planning process inform the wraparound transition plan and help youth and families plan for addressing concerns they may have. Improved CAN's ratings can also be utilized to inform the plan if the youth and family name them as helpful. All team members must clarify their role beyond the formal wraparound planning process and create a clear communication plan for the youth and family if they will still be involved. Create a post-wraparound crisis and safety plan. The wraparound team also supports the youth and family in creating a post-wraparound crisis and safety plan. The discussion should cover who continued supports will be for the youth and family, the services they will remain connected to, and how strengths and skills can be utilized in crises that may arise. Celebrate transition from the formal wraparound planning process. Asking the youth and family how they would like to celebrate the end of the formal wraparound planning process is a strengths-based way to end the process. The care coordinator, family partner, and youth partner will help to plan the logistics and to discuss what the youth and family want to do for their celebration and who they would like to be involved. As with everything else in wraparound, the youth and family will ultimately decide if they want to celebrate or not. High-quality wraparound done to fidelity incorporates the 10 wraparound principles, the 12 wraparound life domains, the 4 phases of wraparound, and the required activities within each phase into everyday practice. High-quality wraparound done to fidelity validates youth and families as the experts of their own lives. Builds skills throughout the process that empower youth and families to take charge of their family's care, and demonstrates to youth and families what collaborative relationships with their system providers can look like. Through courageous conversations and constant attention to finding and insisting on a strengths-based perspective, the reward is a process that addresses the heart of needs and, in turn, creates functional and sustainable change for youth and families.